The human fleet drifted silently through the cold black of space. Stars flickered like distant fires, and the vast emptiness stretched endlessly. Captain Elena Reyes stared at the sensors, her hands gripping the console tightly. Something was out there, something massive. "Captain, I'm picking up a fleet," said Lieutenant Park, his voice tight. "It's huge, too huge, and it's coming straight for us." Elena's heart raced. Humans had explored deep space, but nothing had prepared them for this. On the view screen, distant shapes moved like shadows, larger than any human ship. The aliens had arrived. "Open a channel," Elena ordered. "Let's see what we're dealing with." A second later, the screen filled with shimmering figure, a colossal alien ship, sleek and menacing, glowing with energy lines that pulsed like a heartbeat. The alien commander's face appeared, sharp features twisting into a sneer. "Humans," the alien hissed, its voice echoing through the communication array. "You dare come here with your tiny ships? You do not even have railguns. How amusing." The human crew froze. Railguns were standard in alien fleets, massive, destructive weapons that could tear through ships with a single shot. Humans had none, not even close. "Sir," Park said, voice low, "they're laughing at us. They think we're weak." Elena did not reply. Her mind raced. They were outgunned, yes, but giving up was not an option. Not now. The alien laughed again, a sound that vibrated through the hull of every human ship. "Do you even understand what you face? You will be dust before your systems even react. Your technology is primitive. Your fleet is insignificant." Even from a distance, the humans felt the threat. The aliens moved with precision, their ships forming patterns that made human formations look disorganized and fragile. The fleet looked like a living machine, ready to crush anything in its path. "Energy readings, Captain," Park said urgently. "Sensors are picking up something strange, an unknown pulse, right near our lead ship." Elena leaned forward, squinting at the readouts. The energy signature was unlike anything they had ever seen. It was faint but powerful, resonating with a low hum that made the ship vibrate. "Could be a weapon?" she asked. "No, it's not firing," Park replied. "It's dormant, but it's moving with us." The alien commander's voice broke through again, mocking. "Do you see this, humans? You have nothing. You are ants playing in a war you cannot win." Elena's hands tightened on the console. She would not let the aliens see fear. "All ships, prepare for evasive maneuvers," she commanded. "Maintain formation. Sensors, keep tracking that pulse." As the human ships moved, the mysterious energy grew stronger. Then, without warning, it erupted. A shockwave shot out, invisible yet devastating, like a hammer striking the alien fleet. On the view screen, alien ships rocked violently, their hulls twisting as if caught in a storm. "Commander, what is happening?" One alien officer screamed. The humans watched, eyes wide, as the front line of alien fighters shattered. Debris and sparks floated in space, alien ships disintegrating in a way no human weapon had achieved. Elena exhaled slowly, disbelief mixing with awe. They had not fired a single shot, yet the aliens, confident and arrogant, were reeling. The alien commander's sneer vanished, replaced by shock. "Impossible. How?" "Report, Lieutenant," Elena said, keeping her voice calm, though her heart pounded. "The pulse, it came from our core systems? It's some kind of energy resonance," Park said, struggling to make sense of it. "I don't understand it yet, but it destroyed half their front fleet. For the first time, the humans felt hope. The aliens, once untouchable, were vulnerable. But the threat was far from over. The commander was not defeated, only stunned. And the human crew knew that in a moment, the aliens would retaliate with everything they had. The fleet held its formation, moving cautiously, sensors scanning, weapons ready. But all eyes were on the mysterious pulse that had saved them. Questions filled the bridge. Could it happen again? Could they control it? Or was this just a fluke? As the aliens regrouped, the tension was unbearable. Every human crew member felt it. The calm before a storm that could either destroy them or mark the beginning of a legend. Elena looked at the view screen, where the alien fleet was no longer laughing but calculating. "Prepare for contact," she said quietly. "They thought we were weak. Let's see who laughs last." The camera pans to the human fleet, small but determined, floating in the vast darkness of space. Stars glimmered above and beyond them. The alien fleet lurked, massive and merciless. And somewhere between the two, a hidden power waited, one that might just change everything. The human fleet floated in the silent void, still reeling from the shockwave that had shattered the alien front line. The bridge of the flagship Aurora buzzed with energy. Crew members stared at the sensors, trying to understand what had just happened. It just happened," Lieutenant Park said, shaking his head. "We didn't fire anything. The pulse came from our core systems." Captain Elena Reyes leaned forward, eyes fixed on the display. "Explain it now." Chief Scientist Dr. Malik stepped forward, tablet in hand. His face was pale, but his voice was steady. "It's some kind of resonance, an energy buildup that reacts to external stimuli. I can't fully explain it yet, but it's like the fleet itself generated a weapon." The crew murmured in disbelief. Humans had never had anything like this. Their technology was considered primitive by alien standards. Yet somehow it had worked, and it had worked devastatingly well. Outside, the alien fleet was regrouping. Ships that had survived the first shockwave were repairing themselves mid-flight, their glowing hulls pulsing with renewed energy. The alien commander's voice came through the comm system, controlled but furious. "You insignificant humans. You dare resist. Our fleet will crush you." Elena's hands tightened around the console. "We don't know how it works yet," she said quietly, "but we need to use it again before they finish repairing." Dr. Malik shook his head. "Captain, we don't fully understand it. Using it blindly could destroy us, or worse, make it unstable." Elena's jaw set. "We don't have a choice. If we don't act, half our fleet is gone, and they will come for the rest." In the lab, scientists worked frantically, scanning the energy signature. Screens flashed with graphs and numbers that no one fully understood. Sparks flew as power regulators adjusted to contain the pulse. The air was tense, thick with anticipation. "Captain, it's responding to our movement," Park reported. "Every time we shift formation, the energy hums louder." Elena considered this. "It's like it's alive," she whispered. "Like it's defending us, protecting us." Hours passed, and the humans prepared their strategy. They could not aim this energy directly. It was too unpredictable. But if they could guide it, even slightly, they could use it as a defensive weapon against the alien fleet. "Prepare for Formation Delta." Elena ordered. "We move slowly. Keep the pulse in the lead quadrant. Let's see what it does." The fleet moved, a fragile line of ships against a massive alien armada. The pulse vibrated faintly at first, almost imperceptible. Then it surged. A wave of energy shot outward, invisible but powerful. Alien ships shuddered violently, systems overloading. Explosions rippled across their fleet, sending debris spinning into space. The humans watched in awe as half of the alien front line was thrown into chaos. "Unbelievable," Dr. Malik whispered. "It is responding to us." Elena's mind raced. The fleet was small, the aliens were strong, but this pulse was something they had never seen. If controlled, it could level the battlefield entirely. But the alien commander was not defeated. He barked orders, sending repair drones and energy stabilizers into the front line. The surviving ships began to reassemble, their formation tightening like a steel net. "They're learning," Park said, alarm in his voice. "They're adapting. If we're not careful, our pulse won't be enough next time." Elena nodded grimly. "Then we have to learn faster. If they can repair and attack again, we'll be trapped. Give me full scans on the pulse. I want to know everything, its range, its strength, its weaknesses." As the humans worked, the pulsed again, larger this time. It moved almost as if it had a mind of its own, weaving between human ships and striking alien targets with deadly precision. Crew members gasped as they watched alien vessels crumble under an invisible force. On the alien side, the commander clenched his hands in frustration. How can this be? No species should possess such power. Prepare the elite squadron. I want these humans eliminated now. Elena looked at the looming alien fleet, its elite ships now moving toward them. She knew the next encounter would be even deadlier, but for the first time, she also felt hope. The humans had discovered something extraordinary, something that could turn the tide. "Captain," Park said, voice tight with urgency. "They're coming. Full speed, right on our lead vector." Elena exhaled slowly. She gripped the console and looked out at the vast darkness of space, where the alien fleet loomed like a shadow over a small fleet. "All right," she said firmly. "Let's see how strong our humans really are." The pulse vibrated in response, as if acknowledging her command. For the first time, humans had a weapon aliens could not understand, and the universe was about to see what they could do. The alien flagship trembled as the human pulse shredded their front line. Officers shouted orders, trying to stabilize the chaos. The commander's face, usually cold and arrogant, was tight with disbelief. "How is this possible?" he growled. "Humans, they should be weak. They should be nothing." An officer, trembling, replied, "Sir, it's some kind of energy unlike anything we've encountered. Their ships emit themselves like a weapon without a weapon." The commander slammed a clawed fist onto the console. "Impossible. No species should possess this. We are the strongest fleet in this sector. Prepare the elite strike force. They will hunt down the humans and destroy them completely." Meanwhile, the human fleet drifted cautiously. Captain Elena Reyes watched the alien flagship, calculating every movement. The pulse hummed again, faint but alive. She knew they had been lucky, but luck would not last. Dr. Malik scanned the energy readings, eyes wide. "Captain." The pulse seems to respond to threat levels. The closer the alien fleet comes, the stronger it resonates. But if they adapt, it may fail. Elena nodded. "Then we can't wait. We must force them to expose their weaknesses, while keeping the pulse between us and them. Prepare for evasive maneuvers. Park, keep me updated on their ship systems." On the alien side, elite squads formed, ships sleek, deadly, and heavily armed prepared to strike. Their engines flared as they cut through space, moving faster than the human fleet could anticipate. The commander watched carefully. "They will not survive our elite. Their Shockwave cannot harm us all at once. Focus fire. Break their formation. Target the pulse first." Back on the Aurora, the human fleet sensors screamed alarms. "Elite ships incoming," Park said. "They're moving faster than predicted. This is going to be tight." Elena clenched her fists. "Then we force them into range of the pulse. I don't know if it will hold, but we have no choice. Maintain formation and keep shields at maximum." As the alien ships approached, the pulse began to vibrate with increasing intensity. It hummed, building energy, almost as if aware of the imminent danger. The human ships felt the subtle shaking, the hum thrumming through their hulls. "Captain," Malik said, voice low, "I think it's waiting, like it knows what's coming." The alien squadron charged, weapons primed, confidence absolute. They had destroyed countless enemies before. Nothing could surprise them. But as they closed in, something unexpected happened. The pulse flared violently, sending a sudden shockwave outward. Alien ships shook violently, shields failing in rapid succession. Sparks flew from control panels, and some vessels spun uncontrollably into the void. The humans could barely believe their eyes. Half their elite squadron down. Park shouted, amazed. Elena exhaled, relief mixing with tension. Good. But this is only the beginning. They will adapt, and we must be ready. Prepare for the next wave. On the alien flagship, chaos erupted. Officers scrambled, trying to understand what had just occurred. "Sir, the humans, their pulse, it's too strong. Our elite, they are destroyed." The commander's sharp eyes glinted with fury. "No, this cannot be. Humans, I underestimated you." He leaned forward, voice deadly calm. "Activate contingency protocols. I want their technology analyzed. Find the source of their power. If they survive, it will not be by chance again. We will destroy them with strategy, not brute force." He turned to the tactical officer. Prepare the fleet for adaptive countermeasures. Divide our forces. Test them. Provoke the pulse. Make them reveal its limits. Then crush them. Back on the human side, tension was high. Every crew member knew the aliens would strike again, smarter this time. Dr. Malik worked furiously, tried to understand the pulse, while Elena coordinated the fleet's maneuvers. We're lucky it's unpredictable, Elena said. They don't know how it works. But if they figure it out, she trailed off, her eyes scanning the dark void. Park shivered. Captain, they are moving. I can feel it. Another wave is coming. Much larger. This time, it's not just a test. They intend to end us. Elena nodded, jaw tight. Then we fight. They may have numbers, but we have something they can't understand. Keep formation. Keep the pulse between us and them. And pray it keeps working. As the alien fleet surged closer, the human fleet held its ground, small but determined. The pulse pulsed faintly, alive, waiting. A storm was coming. An alien force prepared to adapt, attack, and destroy. But the humans were ready to defy all odds. In the darkness of space, the two fleets faced each other. The aliens had strategy, speed, and firepower. Humans had determination and something extraordinary. The next clash would decide which force the galaxy would remember. And somewhere in the aurora, the pulse pulsed stronger than ever, as if answering the silent call of those who dare to challenge the impossible. The human fleet had survived the first shockwave, and the alien elite strike force had been shattered. But Captain Elena Reyes knew they could not rely on luck alone. The aliens would adapt, and next time, they would be prepared. In the lab aboard the Aurora, Dr. Malik and his team worked furiously. Screens flashed with streams of data as energy readings from the mysterious pulse filled the room. The air was thick with tension, every second counting. It's reacting to movement and stress, Dr. Malik explained to Elena. The more the aliens attack, the stronger it resonates. But we can't control it precisely. Not yet. Elena frowned. Not yet? How much time do we have before they strike again? Malik hesitated. Maybe hours. If they adapt quickly, less. Meanwhile, sensors on the bridge tracked alien ships moving to flank the human fleet. Every second, the distance closed, and the humans' vulnerability grew. Elena had to act. Lieutenant Park, run simulations, she ordered. Test different formations. See if we can guide the pulse to hit specific targets. We need control, not just luck. Park nodded, fingers flying over the console. Data flashed across screens as simulated fleets twisted, moved, and dodged. The pulse responded in each simulation, humming stronger when a ship was under threat, weaker when not engaged. Dr. Malik watched, his expression tense. It's almost like it has a mind, but it responds to intention. If we can direct it, even slightly, we can use it as a weapon. Elena leaned forward. Then we find a way. I want formations that force it to target their ships. Give me every option. We need every advantage. Hours passed. The crew ran countless simulations, trying to predict how the pulse would behave. Finally, a breakthrough. A formation that could guide the energy bursts in a focused line, hitting clusters of alien ships without endangering humans. Captain, Park said, eyes wide, this could work. We can force it to hit their squadrons, and we keep our fleet safe. But it's risky if it misfires. It could backfire. Elena nodded. We have no choice. Prepare the fleet. This is our best shot. Outside, the alien fleet was already moving into position. The commander's voice echoed across the human comm system. Calm but deadly. Humans, you have survived by chance. This time, luck will not save you. Strike and eliminate them. The aliens advanced, weapons glowing, engines flaring. Humans felt the tension on the bridge. Every second could mean life or death. Formations ready, Park reported. Pulse is responding to our movement. Elena exhaled, heart pounding. All ships, execute formation Delta X. Keep pulse between us and them. Let's make history. The human ships shifted, moving like a living organism. The pulse pulsed faintly at first, then stronger, humming as if alive. The alien ship surged forward, confident, unaware of the trap. Suddenly, the pulse erupted. A controlled shockwave shot out, invisible yet precise. Alien vessels shuddered violently, systems failing in rapid succession. Sparks and debris filled the void as ships spun out of control. Target clusters neutralized. Park shouted, "They're falling apart." The humans watched in awe. The pulse was now a weapon they could guide. Every move, every formation amplified its effect. The aliens, though superior in technology, were helpless against something they could not predict. On the alien flagship, alarms blared. Officers screamed, trying to stabilize ships. "Commander!" Their energy, it's focused. "Our squadrons are destroyed." The alien commander's face twisted with fury. "Impossible! Humans, you will pay for this." Back on the Aurora, Elena smiled grimly. "Not yet," she said. "We're just getting started. Keep moving. Keep the pulse alive. We have the advantage now. But it's fragile. If we make one mistake, we're done." Dr. Malik wiped sweat from his brow. "Captain, it's incredible. We're controlling something no one else in the galaxy has. But we need to be careful. Every use drains the fleet systems. We can't sustain it for long." Elena nodded. "Then we strike decisively. We hit hard and we hit smart. Every alien ship that survives the pulse will regret it." The pulse surged again, larger this time. Alien ships twisted violently, engines failing, weapons offline. Humans held their breath as debris floated past, their formation holding firm. "Captain," Park said on his voice, they're scared. They're actually scared." Elena's eyes hardened. "Good. Let them be. But remember, they'll adapt. And when they do, we need to be ready. Humanity doesn't have railguns, but we have something they cannot understand. And that will be our greatest weapon." The fleet moved cautiously, guided by the pulse, prepared for the alien counterattack. A storm was coming, stronger than before, but for the first time, humans had a fighting chance. And in the darkness of space, the pulse hummed, alive, responding to human will, ready to unleash destruction on those who dare to mock them. The human fleet floated silently, waiting. The pulse hummed faintly, like a heartbeat under the calm surface of space. Captain Elena Reyes stood on the bridge of the Aurora, eyes fixed on the alien fleet closing in. "They're coming," Lieutenant Park said, voice tense. "The elite squadron is regrouping. They're moving faster than last time." Elena nodded. "All ships, maintain formation Delta X. Pulse is ready. Wait for my signal." Dr. Malik monitored the pulse closely. "Captain, the energy levels are optimal. If we time this correctly, we can strike their front lines and their rear at the same moment. Half their fleet could be destroyed before they even react." The humans held their breath. Every ship was tense, every officer alert. The alien fleet, confident as ever, surged forward in a perfect formation. Their weapons glowed, engines flaring, ready to crush humanity in one strike. Elena's hand hovered over the command panel. "Now," she said, and the fleet shifted as one. The pulse erupted, a controlled, invisible wave of energy that struck like a hammer. Alien ships trembled violently. Shields failed. Engines sputtered. Sparks flew, and debris spun across the void. "Front line neutralized." Park shouted, "They're breaking apart." The aliens reeled. Officers shouted on the bridges of their ships. "Commander, front line destroyed. How is this possible?" The commander's face twisted with rage. "Impossible. Humans, this cannot be." Focus fire. Regain control. But it was too late. The pulse moved with human formations, striking targets precisely. Ships that had survived the first wave were now destroyed in seconds. The humans watched in awe as the alien fleet, once massive and confident, faltered. "Half their fleet gone," Dr. Malik whispered. "We actually did it." Elena kept her eyes on the view screen. "Good, but don't celebrate yet. They'll adapt quickly. They always do." On the alien flagship, chaos erupted. Officers ran, trying to stabilize what remained of the fleet. "Sir, their energy, it's unstoppable. We cannot contain it." The alien commander slammed his fist on the console. "No. Humans, you will pay for this insolence. Prepare the secondary fleet. They will not escape us again." Back on the Aurora, the human fleet maintains formation, keeping the pulse between themselves and the enemy. They had won the first strike, but the battle was far from over. "Captain," Park said, voice filled with tension. "They're regrouping. Secondary fleet is aligning. They've learned something. They're not attacking blindly anymore." Elena's jaw tightened. "Then we adapt too. Prepare for evasive maneuvers. Keep the pulse focused. We strike where they least expect it." Dr. Malik nodded. "The pulse is responding to threat levels again. If they move too fast or try to flank, it will strike them automatically. But we need to guide it carefully. One wrong move and it could backfire." The humans watched as the alien fleet moved in. Careful now. Try to avoid the deadly invisible weapon. But the humans were ready. Every ship followed precise movements, guiding the pulse to hit key targets, while shields and weapons covered the fleet. "Captain," Park said, eyes wide, "the aliens, they're scared. Look at them. They've never faced anything like this before." Elena allowed herself a small smile. "Good. Fear can be as powerful as any weapon." The pulse surged again, larger this time, targeting the alien squadron in the rear. Engines failed, weapons exploded, and ships tumbled helplessly into the void. The humans watched as the alien fleet was torn apart in perfect synchronization. On the bridge of the Aurora, the crew cheered quietly, careful not to alert the enemy. They had struck the first major blow, proving that humans could fight and win against overwhelming odds. Dr. Malik shook his head in amazement. "Captain, we actually destroyed half their fleet, without firing a single conventional weapon." Elena's eyes hardened. "It's not enough. We've shown them what we can do, but they'll come back stronger. We need to be ready for the next wave. And we need to understand the pulse completely, or we risk losing everything." Outside, the remnants of the alien fleet regrouped, damaged but alive. The commander's face was pale with fury. "These humans, they are not what we expected. Prepare countermeasures. We will strike again, and next time we will destroy them." Elena turned to her crew, determination in her eyes. "We won the first strike, but the battle is far from over. Stay sharp. Humanity doesn't have railguns, but we have something stronger, something they can't understand. And that will be our edge." The pulse hummed quietly, alive, responding to human will. The fleet moved cautiously, ready for the alien counterattack. In the darkness of space, two forces faced each other. One adaptive, intelligent, and unpredictable. The other arrogant, powerful, and furious. And somewhere in the void, a silent war was beginning. One that would change the galaxy forever. The human fleet drifted cautiously in the dark void of space. Half the alien fleet had been destroyed in the first strike, but Captain Elena Reyes knew this was only the beginning. The survivors were regrouping, and the alien commander would not forget the humiliation. "Captain," Lieutenant Park said, voice tight, "we're picking up massive energy readings. They're reorganizing, faster than expected." Elena's jaw tightened. "Then we brace ourselves. Shields at maximum. Keep the pulse active. They'll strike where we least expect it." Dr. Malik studied the energy readings on his console. "It's different this time. They're coordinating their attacks in ways we haven't seen. The pulse may not hit all targets automatically. We'll have to guide it more carefully." Outside the fleet, the alien ships moved like a deadly tide, spreading across multiple vectors. The elite commanders had learned from their last failure. This time, they were precise, calculated, and relentless. "Incoming!" Park shouted. Multiple squads converging from 3 directions. "They're trying to surround us." Elena's eyes scanned the view screen. Formations Gamma and Theta. Move fast. Pulse stays in lead quadrant. Target their approach points. The humans shifted in perfect coordination, guiding the pulse to strike where it would hurt the most. Yet the aliens had anticipated some of these moves. Energy beams flared, shields flickered, and explosions lit up the darkness as alien fire tore through the void. "Shields holding," Park reported, though the strain was visible. "But some ships are damaged. We can't keep this up for long." Dr. Malik's hands flew over controls, adjusting the pulse's energy flow. "We can't sustain a continuous strike. The pulse is powerful, but it drains our systems. We need to make each hit count. The alien commander barked orders from a flagship. Concentrate fire. Overwhelm them. Find their weakness. Despite their precision, the aliens still underestimated the humans. Each ship was guided by Elena's commands, every movement carefully calculated to maximize the pulse's destructive effect. Alien vessels were destroyed one by one, but the humans also felt the pressure. "Captain," Park said, voice strained, "their main squadron is breaking off. They're flanking from the starboard side. If they hit the rear, we could be annihilated." Elena's mind raced. Then we bait them, lead them into the pulse's path. Maximum resonance on the flanking route. Full energy surge. The human ships shifted, almost like living beings, pulling the alien squadron into a perfect trap. The pulse surged violently, invisible but deadly, slamming into the flanking ships with immense force. Engines failed, weapons exploded, and alien vessels were torn apart by the invisible shockwave. Flank neutralized. Park shouted, relief and disbelief in his voice. They can't believe this is happening. But the alien commander was far from defeated. On his bridge, he slammed his fists onto the console. Impossible! How can humans do this? Recalculate attack patterns. Force them to reveal the pulse's limit. He ordered the remaining forces to split, baiting the humans into overextending. Elite ships charged again, faster this time, trying to overwhelm the Aurora and her fleet. "Captain," Dr. Malik said, concern clear in his voice, "the pulse is reacting unpredictably. If they push too hard, it could destabilize. We need to adjust formations immediately." Elena's eyes hardened. "Then we adapt. Keep shield strong. Lead the enemy into the path of the pulse. Focus every attack on clusters. Precision, not panic." The battle escalated. Alien weapons fired relentlessly, ships weaving through energy bursts. Yet each time, the pulse struck in perfect alignment with human maneuvers, devastating enemy clusters. Sparks, explosions, and floating debris filled the void as alien forces were systematically destroyed. "Captain," Park said, eyes wide, "they're retreating. The remaining forces are pulling back." Elena didn't relax. "Not yet. They're testing us, not surrendering. Keep formation tight. Pulse active, but conserve energy. They'll return, and next time they'll come with everything they have." Dr. Malik nodded. "We've survived the deadliest attack yet, but we've learned something. The pulse responds to threat, but it needs guidance. If we combine strategy with it, humans can stand against any force." The human fleet held its ground, battered but alive. In the distance, the alien ships faded into the void, regrouping for another assault. Captain Elena Reyes watched them silently. She knew the counterattack had been the most dangerous yet, and the pulse had saved them, but victory was temporary. The aliens were adaptive, ruthless, and determined. Humanity had survived the storm, but the war was far from over, and somewhere in the Aurora, the pulse pulsed steadily, humming like a heartbeat, alive, responsive, and waiting. A silent guardian for humans who dared to defy the impossible. The darkness of space stretched endlessly, but the human fleet no longer felt small. The alien counterattack had tested them, but it also taught them something invaluable. Their pulse, guided by strategy and courage, could challenge even the most powerful fleet in the galaxy. Captain Elena Reyes stood on the bridge of the Aurora, eyes scanning the distant glimmer of the remaining alien ships. Her crew moved like a well-oiled machine, adjusting shields, tracking enemy movements, and preparing the pulse for another strike. "Captain," Lieutenant Park reported, tension in his voice, "the aliens are attempting to regroup. Their formation is weak. If we act now, we can hit them where it hurts the most." Elena nodded. "Then we go on the offensive. Full formation gamma. Focus the pulse on their center and flanks. We strike fast and we strike hard." Dr. Malik adjusted the pulse's energy flow. "Captain, if we synchronize it with fleet maneuvers, we could disable their flagship systems remotely. That would disrupt their entire command structure." Elena's eyes glinted. "Do it. Prepare every ship. This is our chance to turn the tide." Outside, the alien fleet moved cautiously, unaware of the humans' intentions. They had learned from previous encounters, but human unpredictability was still a mystery. Their ships glimmered with weapon energy, ready to retaliate. "Captain," Park warned, "they're approaching faster than expected. If we miscalculate, we could be hit before the pulse takes effect." Elena's voice was calm, steady, and decisive. "Then we trust the fleet. Trust the pulse. We've come this far. Let's finish it." The human fleet shifted, moving like a living organism, weaving through the stars. The pulse pulsed faintly at first, then grew stronger, resonating with every ship, every movement, every calculated maneuver. The humans struck. The pulse erupted, invisible but devastating, targeting the alien center and flank simultaneously. Alien ships shuddered violently, systems failing. Explosions lit the void as ships spun helplessly into debris. Front and flank neutralized. Park shouted, on his voice. "They're falling apart." The aliens scrambled, trying to reorganize, but Elena anticipated their movements. Each human ship guided the pulse, striking key targets, disabling weapons and engines before they could fire. The alien fleet, massive and confident only hours ago, was now in chaos. On the alien flagship, alarms blared. Officers shouted, trying to regain control. "Commander, the humans, they've disabled our systems. We can't coordinate our fleet." The commander's face twisted with fury and disbelief. "Impossible! How can these humans—" He clenched his fists, eyes burning. "Prepare all reserves. I want them destroyed." But it was too late. The pulse surged again, guided by human formations, striking the remaining alien ships with pinpoint accuracy. The void of space filled with floating debris, energy explosions, and the silent collapse of enemy vessels. "Captain," Park said, astonished, "the flagship, it's down. Their command structure is gone. The fleet is breaking." Elena allowed herself a brief smile. "Good. Keep pressure. Don't let them recover." Dr. Malik nodded, on his eyes. "The pulse, it's more than a weapon. It's responding to strategy, to leadership, to intention. Humans can control in ways the aliens cannot predict." The remaining alien forces attempted one last desperate maneuver, a concentrated attack aimed at the Aurora. But Elena anticipated it. Fleet maneuvers guided the pulse perfectly, intercepting the strike. Alien ships exploded before they could reach human lines. "Captain, they're retreating," Park shouted. Elena's eyes narrowed. "Let them retreat. We've shown them humanity's strength. Today, we've turned the tide. But tomorrow, we prepare for whatever they send next." The pulse hummed faintly, alive, responding to the humans' calm determination. It had become more than an unknown energy. Now it was a guardian, a weapon, and a symbol of humanity's ingenuity and resilience. In the darkness of space, the human fleet moved forward, battered but victorious. Stars sparkled above, silent witnesses to a battle that had seemed impossible to win. On the alien side, the commander watched as his fleet retreated, humiliated and broken. "These humans, they are not what we expected. Adapt or die. That is the law of the galaxy. We will return. And next time we will not fail." Elena stood on the bridge, her crew celebrating quietly, though still alert. "We've won a decisive battle," she said. "But the war is far from over. Humanity may not have railguns, but we have courage, strategy, and something they cannot understand. That is our true weapon." The pulse pulsed steadily in response, alive and powerful. The humans had turned the tide. And for the first time, the galaxy would see that humans were not to be underestimated. The remnants of the alien fleet hovered in the distance, battered and broken, but not defeated. Captain Elena Reyes knew this would be the final confrontation. There would be no second chance if the humans failed. "Captain," Lieutenant Park reported, tension in his voice, "the aliens are regrouping for a final strike. They're concentrating everything on us. This is their last attempt." Elena's jaw tightened. "All ships, form Delta Prime. Pulse at maximum. Today we finish this. Humanity stands here and now." Dr. Malik monitored the pulse's energy levels. "Captain, we can push it to full resonance, but it may destabilize. If it does, it could destroy everything in the fleet." Elena's eyes narrowed. Then we control it carefully. Every ship, every maneuver must be perfect. We strike precisely and we strike decisively. Outside, the alien flagship blazed with energy, engines flaring, weapons charging. The remaining vessels moved in perfect unison, aiming to crush the humans in a single, devastating blow. "Captain, they're close," Park shouted. "If we hesitate, it's over." Elena's voice was calm but firm. "Steady. Let them come. Pulse ready. Formation locked. Execute on my mark." The humans moved like one organism. Ships twisted and shifted, guiding the pulse along carefully calculated paths. The energy hummed, growing stronger with every movement, responding to humans' intention, alive and powerful. The aliens launched their strike. Weapons fire flared, lighting the darkness of space. Explosions erupted as human shields absorbed the impact, but the fleet held firm. The pulse surged violently, striking the alien flagship first. Systems failed. Engines died. Weapons went offline. The massive ship spun helplessly, caught in an invisible storm. "Target confirmed," Park shouted. "Flagship disabled." The aliens scrambled to regain control, but their formation was collapsing. Every remaining ship was caught in precise pulse strikes, their engines faltering, weapons exploding in the void. The humans watched, tense but determined, as the once mighty alien fleet crumbled around them. Dr. Malik's voice trembled with awe. "Captain, we've done it. They can't recover from this." "The pulse, it's incredible." Elena kept her focus sharp. "Stay alert. Finish the rest. Target clusters only. Avoid friendly fire." The pulse surged again, guided perfectly by the fleet's maneuvers. Alien ships disintegrated, one by one, until the void of space was filled with debris, floating silently. The alien commander's voice rang out once more, strained and furious. "These humans, how?" "Impossible. We will return." But it was too late. The remaining vessels limped away, retreating into the darkness, leaving the humans victorious. The galaxy had witnessed something extraordinary. Humans defeating a technologically superior enemy with ingenuity, strategy, and a mysterious, unstoppable power. Elena exhaled slowly, relief and pride washing over her. "All ships, report status. Are we intact?" "Damage minimal," Park replied. "All systems stable. Pulse holding. Enemy destroyed or retreating." The crew cheered quietly, careful not to alert distant sensors. Humanity had faced annihilation and survived. The pulse had protected them, guided them, and helped them achieve the impossible. Dr. Malik looked at Elena. "Captain, this pulse, it's more than a weapon. It's a force of nature, responding to human will, to courage, to strategy. We've only scratched the surface of its potential." Elena nodded, eyes on the empty darkness ahead. "It doesn't matter. Today, we've proven something. Humanity is not weak. We can survive. We can fight. And we can win." In the void of space, the pulse pulsed quietly, a heartbeat of energy, alive and responsive. It had become a silent guardian for humans who dared to challenge the impossible. The alien fleet had fled, humiliated and defeated, leaving humanity with a hard-won victory and a newfound respect across the galaxy. And somewhere in the Aurora, the crew knew this was only the beginning. They had survived, adapted, and prevailed. Captain Elena Reyes looked at her fleet, battered but triumphant. "We've won today. The galaxy will remember this. Humans don't have railguns, but we have something even stronger, and that will define the future of our kind." Stars glittered in the distance, silent witnesses to the courage, ingenuity, and resilience of humanity. The war was over, for now. The humans had prevailed.